titles. He's the reigning British Open champion. It's Scotty Dog, Scott Mitchell!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Who let the dogs out? 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 Who let the dogs out?
Well, they say every dog has his day, but will this be Mitchell's? So will the silencer go all the way to the final as a qualifier? Calling his first session, Vassos Alexander and John Rolling.
And a very good afternoon to you. The crowd is on tenterhooks. There's a real party atmosphere here. Who's going to take their place in the final? The bookies have got Scott Mitchell as the 9-4 on favourite, but Smith's been the underdog all the way, and he just keeps on winning. Scott Mitchell coming through against Tony O'Shea, Gert de Vos, Brian Dawson. He is having his best lakeside ever at the age of 44, averaging more than 94 with that phenomenal 51% checkout rate so far. His finishing against Brian Dawson in the last round in the quarterfinals, absolutely sensational. But Jeff Smith, he's been having daily encouragement from former world champion John Part, the last Canadian to win the title back in 1994, and he just keeps on coming. He came through the prelims, came through the qualifiers, then beat Mike Day, the veteran New Zealander, Wesley Harms, talented Dutchman, Gary Robson from up in the northeast, and Kong Robbie Green. We said early on in this tournament that Smith's a real steady player, doesn't get phased by the atmosphere, and proving it again and again.
First set, first leg, Scott to throw first, game on.
So Mitchell with the darts, can he make the big start, and can he get the all-important first set and hold his throw?
What a start. How about that?
180!
Welcome to semi-finals day at Lakeside, everyone.
Of course, as ever, they've been practicing for
100.
hours backstage, and Scott, that will be just what he hoped he was going to be able to produce. Hit him hard, hit him early.
$140.
And John, the one thing we should say early on is that these two really are two of the good guys in world
91.
darts.
No histrionics, no bad-mouthing, they just get on with it with a smile on their face. Good ambassadors for the game of darts. And both of them arguably producing the form
60.
of their lives when it matters. Jeff Smith told me earlier, he said, when I came over here, I really believed that I could do something. And he's not, I don't think, surprised himself by what he's achieved. He's just gone out there and played
85.
his game. He's blocked
Scotty
out the
Maguire,
big occasion
121.
atmosphere. But now, Mitchell with 121.
Might go for 25 double 18 here. Oh, he's hit the bullseye. He's too good. Can't now finish, but he will be back.
113.
There you see, it exemplified what we said. You might have had a bit of grumbling from one or two players. He hit that bull rather than the outer bull, and it was just the raised eyebrows. Now 55. He gets another chance. Double four then for the opening leg of this first set. Can he close it out now? Double two. There you go.
On the first leg, Scott Mitchell, second leg
English fans celebrate.
Game on.
And Scott, the big lad from Hampshire, is on his way.
The thing that's been really impressive about both of these players is just that how they have finished. A checkout percentage in a match of sort of 40% is very good. 51%
60
when you've thrown 93 darts at a double is Really extraordinary, really extraordinary. Very rarely see that so late in a tournament.
60.
I'm sure it's happened before somewhere down the line, but they have been top-notch here. Glenn Durrant, 47% checkout rate in the second semi-final, and Wolfie also 51%, so it underlines that the finishing standard
60.
right the way through this competition with the four who've reached this semi-final stage is very good indeed.
$85.
Jeff Smith has been outscored in the tournament, and he's being outscored here at the moment as well. He's going to have to lift his game.
100.
The thing is with Jeff, John, players all over the world will tell you that all they look at is one leg at a time, one set at a time. They don't look too far ahead in the tournament. But with Jeff, you actually believe it.
127.
He has got a fine temperament, no question.
Nothing seems to faze this 39-year-old from Hampton in New Brunswick, Canada.
His wife Rachel and kids, Kieran,
132.
Natasha and Jessica, they'll be following all the way. He says he's been inundated with messages from well-wishers,
44.
hoping that he can go all the way in this. Got to have another chance. Mitchell not on a finish, of course, on 181.
$60. Jeff, you require
So this
88.
to level the first set at one leg apiece. Each set is the best of 5 legs. And first to 6 sets through to the semi-final. Bullseye for
Going on the
Jeff
second
Smith.
leg. Jeff Smith. Third leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
Happy days, the Canadians away.
Straight back in, the red bit, the bit they call the lipstick.
180.
Second of the match already for Scott Mitchell.
There's always a
100.
murmur of expectation when any player starts a leg with a maximum. The crowd here know that it's been 25 long years since anyone produced the perfect 9-dart leg, and that
100.
5th dart at the treble 20, just the wrong side of the wire. But it's a good start for Mitchell as he tries to hold his throw. 180, backed up by a solid ton.
97.
Paul Lim it was who got that 9-darter. Scott Mitchell likes a microphone in his hand, and he's not the worst at it either, but I'm sure he'll be only too happy to not have the chance this year, as his game has held together right the way through the tournament. Going well here again, another 10-40 puts him on another finish and a chance to go ahead in this opening set.
$100.
So 81
Scott, you
for
require
Mitchell.
81.
The way he's playing, you'd fancy he might be able to tuck this one away. Not this time though. So leaves himself
49.
on double 16.
Now, how much pressure can Jeff Smith apply?
81.
Back on 204. Not great pressure,
Scott, you
so
require 32.
Mitchell for double 16 and a 2-1 lead in this first set. 988 he now needs. Yeah.
Game on the third leg. Scott Mitchell. Paul Lim, Jeff to throw first. Game on.
So now the onus on Smith to hold his throw. And his opening maximum.
180.
Works as a car painter at Rustic Auto Repair, who've had reporters on their premises all week. He's become something
100.
of a superstar back home in Hampton.
Do we have to say other car sprayers are available? Maybe not who can play darts to this standard.
How about this?
100. 60.
Ollie Croft, important figure in the BDO for many a year, watching on.
I wonder who he's supporting.
60.
It's Bransgore against Brunswick, Dorset against Hampshire, England against Canada.
100. Jeff, you require 161.
Smith, if he needs them, has 6 darts from 161 to level up this first set and take us into a deciding leg.
65. 140.
That's a nice 140,
Jeff,
and he's done what
96.
he required, and just you'd think it'd make Smith look a little bit twitchy on this 96, a potential 2-darter. I don't think that's in. That's certainly not. Got the single
80.
and went for the 2 double tops.
Scott, you require
Now can
101.
Scott take this opening set?
Treble 19 now. Can't now finish. So Jeff Smith, he doesn't really do twitchy, does he? We'll come back aiming
93.
at double 8
Jeff,
to
you
win this
require
leg.
16.
So here he comes. A couple of 4s, a couple of 8s rather.
Game
And there you
shot in the
go.
fourth leg. Jeff
All
Smith.
square, so it's going with
Fifth
throw.
leg, Scott to
Scott
throw
Mitchell
first.
now
Game on.
with the darts to take the opening leg.
All 4 legs so far have gone with the darts. Scott told me he was nervous before his quarter-final yesterday, but today he says
140.
nothing. He always looks at his seeding before any tournament. He's seeded 4 here, and he reckons, well, that's where I should get to. So he doesn't budget to get there, but he
85.
looks at the prize money for the semi-finals here, and he reckons, well, he's seeded to reach the last 4.
He was only too happy to wax lyrical about his finishing when he had a quick word with me earlier on, interrupting his practicing. I think that's what he's most happy about.
100.
These darts players all have the game, they all have the scoring potential, but it's just putting it all together. Oh!
180.
Second maximum. Brilliant.
Good time to do it because Scott's done nothing wrong in this leg. Ton 40, then a ton,
100.
and another. He's on a finish, but Jeff Smith from 236.
140.
Really good high standard, following up with a 140 on the back
Scott
of that
to require
180.
161.
Treble 17 for the bullseye for the set.
136.
Crowd would have raised the roof if that one had gone in.
Jeff, you require
Didn't miss by a
96.
deal, so now Jeff Smith for this opening set. 96 required. He knows the way. Blocking all out. Concentration. Tops would leave double 18. No, he's gone double 8 now.
88.
Both men having a terrific
Scott
attempt at
required
jetting out.
25.
Scott close it out here.
That was Jeff's first miss at a double all match. Double 4. Double 2 needs this to hold his throw
Game
and
from
take the
first
set.
Scott Mitchell. Second set, first leg, Jeff to throw first. Game on.
5 legs with the darts shows how important it is having the advantage of throwing first.
72.
All this was going to prove to be a really competitive match, and already the signs that that is going to be the way it is.
$95.
It's a completely different Scott Mitchell on the Lakeside stage this year than the one
100.
we've seen in previous years, who looked nervous, who looked lost at times. He says he used to listen to the doubters, to those who said he doesn't have the big stage game.
He's come in on the back of a good year, though, hasn't he? I think that's the thing.
78.
With those ranking victories around the circuit, he's come in here knowing he's a winner.
There was no eureka moment, he says. It's just slowly accumulation of wins. Winning, breeds confidence, breeds belief.
135.
And he's walked around on the stage at times this year like he owns it.
Still a long way to go, though. Not start too early a celebration of brilliance, because Jeff Smith, well, against people like Wesley Harms, Gary Robson, Robbie Green particularly, he's upset the odds big time. Outsider here once again.
100.
It's a good ton. No checkout, of course, but he'll get
94.
another. Well,
Jeff,
he would have got another
94.
opportunity. Smith now, here he goes, 94 he wants.
What's happened
58.
there?
Rare
Scott
look
to acquire 134.
Needed the treble to start that. So Jeff will be back with a chance to hold his throw.
94. Jeff, you require 36.
Looking like a must-get with Mitchell on tops. Now this is a big dart.
27. Scott, you require 40.
Mitchell trying to dip his bread in.
Getting from the first
Does
leg,
so
Scott
with
Mitchell.
aplomb. All smiles from the
Second
family.
leg, Scott to the first. Game on.
Wife Sharon, kids Katie and Sam, both darts players. Now can he back up that break
60.
throw by holding his own? Not the start he'd have wanted.
$45.
A reminder, Martin Adams against Glenn Durrant is the second semi-final being played later on. Final of this coming up tomorrow.
$100. $60.
$16 caps for England. Scott Mitchell also plays for the
100.
West Moors Sports and Social Club. Jeff's local is AJ's Renegades. That's his team.
97.
Good haircut, looks a bit like Andy Hamilton, doesn't he?
Whatever you ask for in the local Frimley barbers, that's how you come out.
100.
Scott's on a finish of 141. Smith way back, having a very quiet leg by his standards.
96. Scotty
So
require
treble 20 will be his
141.
first port of call. Can't be done, but he'll get another 3. Just checking how many he scored. It's 61 remaining.
90.
It's after the 25, but just outside.
$99. Scotty require 51.
So 51 to take command of this second set. 2 darts at double 16. Only
Getting
needs
from
the
the second
one.
leg, Scott Mitchell. The Leclerc to play first. Game
Carrying
on.
on the standard of his checkouts, 5 out of 9 in this match already. And maintaining that 51%
131.
checkout rate.
Loads of room for two more. Oh, yes!
180!
He fills it up for the third time this afternoon and the 16th this week.
100!
Power scoring like that and a finishing percentage of over 50 is very difficult to beat.
Well, he's looking like the favourite for this match, which he was clearly with the bookies before it started. And right from the word go, when he came out with that 180 with his first throw of the match, Scott Mitchell has looked very much in the zone.
One of his big
83.
fans is the 9-times champion Trina Gulliver. They live close by. Trina's been mentoring him, helping him, settling him, making him believe that he can produce his best darts on the biggest stage.
97!
Well, he's got himself on a favourite, on a finish rather. It's going to be a big one.
57.
But, we've seen
Scotty
through the week that he's well
129.
capable of pocketing this one. 129 then for this second set. Well, treble 20 would have left the bullseye.
93!
Must
Jeff,
hit
you
this
require
for Jeff Smith.
130.
A must hit 130. Treble for bullseye. No. So, set
65.
point Scott.
Double 18
Scotty
required
require 36.
for 2-0. Nines.
Game from the second set. Scott
More
Mitchell.
terrific finishing from Scott Mitchell. Very, very solid. And 2 sets up already.
Third set, first leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
Outscoring Smith. And getting superior checkout stats as well. Really good this from Scott Mitchell.
60.
So I mentioned that as the 4th seed, he thinks he should reach the last 4 and looks at the prize money for his seeding wherever he goes at whatever tournament and thinks, right, that's how much money I should earn this week. Well,
100.
if Scott loses today, whoever loses today earns £15,000, £35,000 if you lose tomorrow, and £100,000 if you win the title, which is not a bad week's work
99.
anywhere.
Everybody in their Saturday best. Plenty of cross-dressing around.
100.
Various Supermen and Batmen and goodness knows what. All
28.
sorts of animals. Cowboys, rock stars.
But the most important animal of all just now is a Scotty dog, who's taken a 2-set lead
60.
in a race to 6. He's feline good.
Can he do it again?
140.
He was looking for his 4th maximum.
Well, Jeff's first to a finish here. One loose visit from Scott Mitchell has let in the Canadian, who does tend to take his chances if they're offered to him.
83. Jeff, you require 146.
146 then for Smith. Take it against the throw. That's a good opening dart. Another treble 19 leaves double 16. Tremendous second dart as well. What a checkout this would be.
114.
On the width of a wire.
Scotty requiring 91.
Mitchell survives in this leg.
So you're going to start with a bullseye. 16 for the bullseye, or treble for double 9. Now, can he thread it through and past that dart and into the red bit?
66.
Unlucky, hit the wire and just
Jeff
fell the wrong
require
side.
32.
Smith then for his first break of the match, looking for double 16.
Game from the first leg. Jeff Smith. Second leg check
So in
to
the
go first. Game
third
on.
set here, he takes an advantage. It's a leg against the darts.
85.
Any sort of little slip up and you can guarantee that Smith will be there snapping away at your heels. It's that sort of player, never seems to have a particularly bad spell. He's always there or thereabouts waiting to capitalise.
140.
He hasn't, he insists. Had a negative thought up on that stage all week, not a single one. And you know what? I kind of believe him.
100.
He is the sort of player who does actually play the board and not the man.
So far.
Well said.
140.
Biggest darting occasion of Jeff Smith's life by a mile. You wonder if the enormity of the potential
41.
achievement is going to have some sort of impact on him at some stage.
Well, 2-ton 40s from Scott Mitchell as he looks to break straight back. He should be first to a finish.
60.
Well, it's a
And
finish of sorts. Smith needs ton plus.
$50.
Not happening.
Scotty require 161.
Doesn't need to do it and can't now. Over 19s for the third.
137.
Finding him as well.
What a great dart. What a terrific last dart that was.
$95.
Little 12 then
Scotty
to
require
square it off and
24.
break straight back.
Games from the second leg.
Sort of
Scott
an
Mitchell.
inevitability about that.
Third leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
Looks happy, doesn't he, Mitchell? Very content with his form and happy with the way things are going so far. Had a chance to look out into the audience
100.
and smile to his supporters, probably to his wife.
Also smiling at the fact that Jeff Smith went to the oche to start this third leg and then realised, no, it's not my go, I've just been broken.
100.
Big set this, John, isn't it? If Scott wins it,
140.
you wonder if there's any way back from 3-0 down for Jeff Smith. But if Smith can find a way to break the throw, nick the set, well, then we're back on throw.
60.
Interval up to 5 sets. We've seen fantastic comebacks in the past, though, haven't we? Who could ever forget that final in 2007 when
83.
Martin Evans beat Phil Nixon 7-6. Wolfie was romping it, and then Nixon, the late Phil Nixon, dearly beloved figure around the darting world, he reeled off 6 on the trot before going down 7-6 in one of the great finals.
I think the BBC were about to press play on whatever programme they'd used to fill the rest of the time, and then all of a sudden it was the darts overrunning.
60.
Stop the Laurel and Hardy films. The darts is going on. Mitchell's on a finish again.
97. Scotty require
He's got 6
118.
darts from here for 118. Good dart. Now, can go straight at it. And does!
Games from the third leg.
118.
Scott Mitchell.
Double 19.
Third leg Jeff to
Confidence
throw
going
first.
straight at
Game
a
on.
tricky double. And going ahead in this third set. Brilliant checkouts continuing.
84.
He thought about going for the 6 to set it up for his next visit, but when you're playing as well as Scott is, when you're brimming with confidence, when you're hitting the doubles like he is, why not?
100.
A leg away from a 3-0 lead. Smith's shown lots of spirit this week.
36.
He's beaten Mike Day and Wesley Harms and Gary Robson and Robbie Green, the tournament favourite, in the quarterfinals. But on those occasions,
60.
he was scoring better than he is today.
Yeah, his average only around 87. Mitchell up towards 96, and he's been solid throughout. He's hit more big numbers as well and more consistent finishing. So Smith has really got to step it up with more darts like that.
That 140 from Jeff Smith, only the 4th time he's hit 140 or more
140.
all match. Scott Mitchell's done it 12 times.
$96.
Well, he's first to a finish, but if Mitchell hits 140 here...
$100.
Sounds handy.
Jeff, you require 145.
Under pressure to hold his throw, to extend this set. Treble 15 would have left tops.
129. Scott, you require
Good visit.
101.
But Mitchell now can take the set with 101. Terrific opening dart. And now with tops. Oh
Game
yes, 101.
set.
Mitchell takes the 3rd set. Is Smith just being blown away?
To the 5th. Game on.
What a set of darts from Scott Mitchell. Didn't miss a dart at a double, all set.
121.
Check out percentages. We can have a look as the sets have unfolded. And you'll see that Mitchell, well, 3 out of 4 and 3 out of 4 the last 2 sets. That takes some beating, particularly when you've been scoring as heavily as he has.
My mistake, did miss one in the first leg.
140.
Jeff won with the darts.
Don't beat yourself up about it, Vassos, it happens.
$100.
More like it from Jeff, though, scoring at the start of this 4th set. Must hold here, must. 121 and 140.
Yeah, you're not kidding. If he loses
60.
this one against the darts, 3-0 down, then it really is becoming a huge, huge task to try and come back in this game. We talked about the lack of negative
41.
thoughts. I wonder if there's 1 or 2 now. Remember a few years back, Chris Mason being 4-1 down against Wolfie, came back in a quarter-final and won it 5-4, so these things
95.
happen.
That was one of the great matches, wasn't it?
Good player on his day, Mace was. Very good indeed.
Real student of darting history as well, isn't he, Chris?
He is. He is. I commentate alongside him on many an occasion. And
60.
he's hoping
Jeff,
to make
you require
a bit of a
85.
comeback on the BDO circuit, and he'd like to be back here next year. That'd be good to see. I think a lot of his fans would be delighted if he were able to put his game together.
53.
That was a double 16 to hold his throw. Just missed by Jeff Smith. He'll have another chance at it, though. I'll tell you what, if he doesn't take this out, then you can bet there will be a negative thought clouding that 39-year-old head.
Jeff, you
We talk
require
about
32.
big moments. Mitchell is back on 160, but if Smith were to miss this,
Game shot the
that's
first
more
leg.
like it. You see a little clench of the
Second leg
fist, just
shot
trying to
to
rev
the
himself
first.
up. I'm
Game
still
on.
there. I'm still battling.
$100. 100.
A lot of cats in here this afternoon.
$100.
Double 9 lives.
Avoiding the dogs.
60.
There are a few.
Including this one. Scotty Dog, who walked on stage to Who Let the Dogs Out, played Brian Dawson, whose nickname is Doggy, in the quarter-finals. And simply by virtue of the fact that Scott had qualified for Lakeside first, he took the Who Let the Dogs Out walk-on music, so Brian had to find something else.
Oh, yes. That'll be another maximum. That's Mitchell's 4th. Compared to Smith's 2. A chance to come straight back.
Speaking of Mitchells, he's from EastEnders. Derek Martin.
91. Scotty Maguire, 61.
He's got the single 15 there. Goes tops.
21. Jeffrey Maguire, 150.
Well, a 160 checkout was the game changer in the quarterfinals against Robbie Green. Came from nowhere. Can't now take out 150. So Scott
100.
aiming at
Scott
the top of the board
40.
with a chance to level this 4th set and hold his throw.
10s.
30.
Well,
Jeffrey Maguire, 50.
Seemed to rush that last start a little bit, Scott. 10 and tops. For Smith, for a break.
40. Scotty Maguire, 10.
10s. 2 5s.
Going from the second leg, Scott Mitchell.
So he breathes a little bit more easily. There's a visible little bit of tension creeping into the throwing arm of both players there.
$45.
I think those who are in fancy dress and fancy hats, etc. today, I think they outnumber those who've come in conventional garb.
Semi-final Saturday at Lakeside was ever thus.
60.
Cats and dogs, there's fruit. Solid opening dart. Oh yes.
140.
Keeping on chugging along. Maximum number 5 for Mitchell.
100.
All in pink. I wonder if she's supporting the man with the pink arrows.
He's on a finish again. There, the Scotty fan club.
Really popular player, Scott Mitchell. Everyone here knows how much it means to him being on that stage.
Came as a kid with his dad, didn't he? He said it's a dream to be up there
71.
playing.
Scotty
And he's
Maguire,
this match away
121.
from fulfilling a dream and getting into the final. It's his best ever Lakeside. Now on 101. He's looking for the treble 17 to set up the bull. Just checking the score. Smith is on a checkout. That's a good last start.
Jeffrey Maguire, 145.
Probably favourite to break here, Scott Mitchell. I wonder if Jeff Smith's getting a little cross because
38.
Scott's just taking an extra half second to take the darts out the board, but this is for a
from the
break,
third leg,
and
Scott
that
Mitchell.
is metronomic finishing from Scott Mitchell, the 4th seed. You said it's his best lakeside, it's his best lakeside by a distance before this year. He hadn't been beyond the
Fourth
second
leg,
round.
Scott to throw
3
first.
first-round
Game
defeats,
on.
2 second-round defeats, and now a semi-final and a half.
And now with the darts throwing here for a 4-0 set lead.
60.
So have a look at this. Measured walk, takes the darts out one by one, and Jeff's ready to pounce, ready to throw, and he has to rein back a bit. And I wonder if there is a negative thought clouding that head.
Fair enough, Vassos. It's by no means exaggerated. You see people taking a fair
58.
few more obvious liberties than that one. He's not under any onus to play to his other guy's strengths, is he?
Entirely his prerogative, and he's not being slow either. He's not being slow. But I think it's not going right on the board with Jeff, and I think now he's finding other distractions. Just possibly.
Needs to get into this game pretty soon.
70.
Needs to get into this and get on that scoreboard. How he would want a set before that 5th set interval.
He's doing things at his own pace, in his own way.
140.
And he's playing the darts of his life.
Well, it's looking like the gaffer, isn't it? I mean, it's a euphemism of darts that you sort of bully your opponent. Not
100.
literally, of course, but he's a big lad, and he's brought his A game here. 161 now to take this set.
Well, he can't do it this visit, but he will be back.
90.
It would be another set against the darts.
82.
For Scott Mitchell.
Scotty requires 71.
So 71. Great first dart. Double 16 again.
There
you go. And that makes it 4-0. And that lead is starting to look very, very formidable. Not unassailable, but 4-0. He's looking out to his supporters. And there's a lot of smiles there. That's his son, Sam, alongside Trina Gulliver. 9 times women's world champion. Smith may just
100.
be feeling a little bit friendless up there now.
Well, to borrow a line, and Smith must score.
140.
First to 6, taking their place in the final. There's Sharon, Scott's wife. Thundering home those treble 20s once more.
140.
Daughter Katie, Scott's daughter.
21 years of age.
100.
They do have a break after this set, so a chance perhaps for Jeff to regather.
100.
At 4-1 down, perhaps he's in with a prayer.
5-0, you'd think it was no chance.
60. Scotty require 161.
So 161, and he's 6 from here. That's the one. Shanghai required. Treble, single, double when he comes back to have another go.
Yes.
129.
Nice visit
Scotty
from
require
Jeff Smith.
120.
Now, if Scott fails to take this out, and he needs treble and double now with his last 2 darts. Can't now do it. So Jeff, to break the throw,
100.
72.
Jeff, you
In a
require
set, you
72.
feel he must win.
Tops now.
52.
Did his chance go right there? Never say never. Scott's made a bit of a hash of it.
16. Jeff, you require 20.
He can use the barrel if he can see the bear. Double 5 must
15.
hit.
Scott, you require 4.
Smith must score, and Smith hasn't scored. Double 1 for Mitchell.
2.
No.
Jeff, you require 5.
5 then for Smith. Double 2. Ones. Oh.
No score.
That's why they call it the Madhouse Double
Scott, you
1.
require 2.
Finally, somehow,
Scott
right
Mitchell.
in the corner.
He knows that was a bit lucky, put it mildly. Did you see that? He
Second
turns around and has a look
so
at.
first, game on.
Well, when it's going against you, it goes against you big time. 4-0 and 1 down in this 5th set.
97.
Could have gone anywhere. Found a happy for him corner of what they call the Madhouse.
100.
Mitchell's been seeing a hypnotherapist from Ireland helping in his finishing. I'm not sure that the Assured Hypnotherapy Clinic will have been seeing a way in with that sort of double, but it all counts,
140.
as he'd be the first to tell you.
It's been a slow process, building up the belief to play as well as he can on the World Championship stage that means so much for him.
95.
He listens to music. I mean, it's all part of the plan. About an hour before he's due to play, he'll put the iPod in, he'll listen to his playlist. Nothing
100.
dramatic, no set tune, just whatever is on there. Some up, some slow. Just shuts himself away. Practices for about an hour
136.
before coming
Jeff,
onto
you
the
require
stage.
164.
That's good calculations. He's given himself a possible checkout. 170.
$60. Scott, you
This to
require
take it against the throw.
170.
Maximum checkout possible in darts. 2 treble 20s and a bull.
Haven't seen one yet this week, a 170. We've seen the next best thing, which is a 167, £5
60.
on offer
Jeff,
for
you
the highest
require
checkout of the week.
104.
So 104 for Smith to level up this set. Double 18.
86.
It's not happening for
Scott, you
Jeff at the
require
moment.
110.
Checkout rate of only 19%. Oh
Going
yes,
on the second
another
leg.
brilliant
Scott
checkout.
Mitchell.
110 from Scott Mitchell. 2 legs up. And coming close now with the darts to a 5-0 lead at the interval.
Third leg, Scott to throw first. Game
Jeff
on.
Smith, he's upset so many. The silencers silenced many hopes here through the week. But it looks as though this is going to perhaps be one match too far for him.
60.
His highest checkout is 88, as you can see. All week he's been piling in with 3-figure checkouts,
100.
including that memorable, tournament-defining for him 160 against Robbie Green in the quarterfinals. Here he goes again, Scott Mitchell.
140.
Becoming a little bit one-sided, this one. Not only in terms of score.
100.
Kind of a little bit of a sense of inevitability about it now, and unless the wheels fall off Scott Mitchell big time.
$100. $97.
Mitchell with the darts. Takes this leg and he's got another set in the bag. Goes to 5-0.
Oh,
what a good time to hit 140.
In terms of the leg, yes. In terms of the match, well, at the moment it's all one-way traffic.
132.
Well, at least
Scotty
he's left
McGuire, 61.
a very makeable finish, but this is for the set for a 5-0 lead for Scott Mitchell. 9-9.
43. Jeffrey McGuire, 72.
Smith 72. 20 for double 16.
Games from the third leg.
Big sigh of relief, as much as to say, well, where's that been? Been a long time coming. Taken the leg against the throw. Long way to go. But as you said earlier, Vassos, one step at a time.
Only his 5th leg of the match.
97.
Jeff Smith. Scott's won 14. Not finishing as well as he has done all week, Scott Mitchell, but hasn't needed to.
Wouldn't be human if he wasn't feeling a little bit of pressure, knowing that he's so close now to the final.
60.
4-0 up, 2-1 up. And even if Smith wins this one on his throw, Mitchell would have the throw for a 5-set advantage. Lakeside, of course, as you can see from that camera shot, absolutely packed.
$78.
Hugh Ware at 21 is our match referee. You saw him staring intently at the board. A real study in concentration, being a referee at the top level.
100.
Good view of that maximum from Scott Mitchell, number 6 of the match. Couldn't see the other 2 darts poking out from behind the first one, could you?
Good response.
140. Scotty McGuire, 121.
So 121, Scott Mitchell, this one for the set. Good opening dart. Double 14 for 121, check out.
107. Jeffrey McGuire, 126.
Options on the 19s. If he misses one of those trebles but gets the other, he'll leave the bullseye. You can't finish when you hit the treble 7.
He was saying to himself, I guess just the wrong side of the wire, that's the sort of day I've had.
14.
So 14 for Scott Mitchell, this one for 5-0. Good guide. Surely now. Come on, he says.
7.
Oh, a bit too much.
Jeffrey McGuire, 70.
Tops he needs.
50. Jeffrey McGuire, 7.
7 for Mitchell. That's the 3, double 2. Nerves jangling. He's missed it again.
Jeffrey McGuire, 20.
Couple of nervous visits from Scott Mitchell. Is there a way back into this match for Jeff Smith? First things first, must hit double 5 with this dart. Oh,
Games
he
from the
does!
fourth leg. Jeff Smith. Fifth leg, Scott 2 for first. Game on.
Scott has the darts in this deciding leg, but Jeff, if the comeback's on, surely you've got to win it.
Mitchell looking fallible at last in what's been his strength right the way through the week. His finishing. Only 14 out of 41 possible attempts now. Sounds a reasonable percentage, but his nerve just starting to flicker a little bit in that last leg.
60.
With the possible 5-0 advantage as he moves towards the line.
This leg started pretty well for the fourth seed though. 140 answered with a 60.
100.
Sneaks that last dart into the treble.
$100.
Smith's got to win this, hasn't he? If he loses this.
$140.
Another ton 40 for Scott Mitchell.
$140. Scotty require 121.
So Mitchell, 121. This is the chance again for this set. Great first dart. Been there before. Oh, goes a different route. And he wanted the 25. The 50 again is too good. So didn't leave himself on a double. But he's got another chance. Left himself on double 4. Is his nerve going to hold this time?
61.
Set darts for Scott Mitchell and a 5-0 lead in a race to 6.
Scotty require 8.
There it is, right in the middle of the double 4. And this semi-final is only going one way at the moment. Scotty's way. Mitchell leads 5-0 as they head off stage for a quick break.